What is up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting Deep Dive Sessions episode. My name is Mpho Mutaurirwa. Thank you guys for stopping by. You could have been anywhere, you could have been listening to anything, but you chose to spend this time, whatever time you're watching it, at that point in time with us. And we're very thankful for that. But before we get started, if you actually find some value in this video, please give it a like. Comment below on some of the things that you're going to discover in this video or some of the things you want to add to the video. We always read your comments. And actually share this video with one friend. That would be legendary. Today I'm joined with a special gentleman. This man will introduce himself because there's a lot that my brother here does. So man, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you so much, man.
How you doing?
No, I'm good.
See, I'm gonna give you the flu, man. and also let me just make this to the audience. I have a bit of the flu, so if I sneeze or cough, just bear with me. All right. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm good, my guy.
Yeah, man. Now, introduce yourself to the people, to the Deep Dive community. Let them know who you are, what you're into, what you're all about.
All right.
Just see a buff man, then you're like, I'm wondering on you. What's going on?
Yeah, so basically my name is Tlhomelang.
Yes, sir.
I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm also an investor, right? Little background about myself. I used to go to Botswana Accountancy College. During my time there, I was the Minister of Finance, and then I became the president.
Influential.
Yeah, very much so.
You became the president?
Yeah.
Dope.
I was the president of BAC for a year. After that, I started business ventures and kept going on and on and on.
I was like president instead of 6. Anyway. You see, and you went on and on and on.
Yeah.
So where did your business journey start? Did you start in varsity, as many of us did, or you started after varsity or before?
So I think my journey is quite special, right? I started before.
Yeah.
So prior to varsity, I was working for my sister. My sister had a catering company. I was working for her.
What were you doing?
I was the logistics manager, ensuring that catering goods gets to their customers on time.
Right.
Also doing a bit of marketing here and there. And then after that, I joined varsity, and whilst at varsity, started a business just selling watches. But on a daily basis, I would make like $300 selling watches. So that was quite good.
Good money.
Yeah, that was good
for
money.
Varsity.
Yeah.
Even not for varsity. Even after varsity, that's still good money, man.
Yeah. So, and then it just kept on going. And then after varsity, actually during varsity, I met Mr. Mpho. I asked him to be my mentor. Took about a year mentoring me, and then after that I joined his organization as the marketing personnel. And then after
how do you get to him? Because a lot of people are like, yo, I want mentors, man. I want to meet a mentor. Like, what was your strategy?
Let me tell you the truth, it was very hard. I won't even lie, because I think for a period of like 6 months, he rejected me. I tried going on social media, didn't work out, but I finally managed to get to him through somebody that was working for him. So I managed to get to him, and then he introduced me to Mr. Mpho. Then I asked him to mentor me, and then he took me to a phase where we were like doing some reading. He calls it the mental mind shift, right? About 6 months, we were just reading books, making sure that
paradigm shift.
I'm learning.
I feel that.
I can be the guy that he wants to talk to, that type of thing.
So you approached him because you saw something in him. What did you see in him that you're like, you know what, I want him to mentor me?
There's this common saying, right? It says that in life, if you want to go in a certain route or be like somebody, find a mentor who's in the specific industry that you want to go into, right?
Yeah.
And then emulate after him. So that's exactly what I did from Mr. Mpho. And then, because he was in real estate, one thing that I noticed that every other billionaire that I knew back then was in real estate.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, that's when you can see a lot of tech billionaires. But for me, it's always been real estate. Because even though there are tech millionaires, well, you're going to find out that the majority of their wealth is stored in real estate.
Yeah, they park their wealth in real estate.
Exactly. So that's exactly why I went to him.
It must have been difficult, man, because this is something I was thinking about just coming today, 2 hours back. I was like, it's so difficult moving through middle management just to get to the CEO. Like sometimes it's hard. Like they would take you back and forth, write a proposal, email, call again, talk to me tomorrow. Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of perseverance and grit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people, imagine you get rejected for 6 months straight, man. A lot of people would have given up.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand? But there's this thing that I do, or there's this saying that I believe in. if I want something, I always believe that I'll get it. Like no matter what, everything that I've always wanted, I've always gotten it. You understand? Because I always make sure that I put in the effort. Because as much as he's a CEO or he's a big business mogul, you have to understand that you have to pay the time in order for you to get to him as well. Yeah. So he needs to trust in you as an individual to say that this is somebody that I can mentor. You need to prove it to him also that you have a lot of grit and you can back it up. Because as much as people can say, I want mentoring, a lot of people can back it up.
Facts.
Yeah. So I think that period of time was just a trial that I was going through. But then the good thing is that I had already a background of always going through difficult situations. I mean, imagine being president of Botswana Counties College, and I was a president during COVID-19. That was very hard. You know, that was very hard. You get complaints every other day. Yeah. So I eventually got used to this moving about, and so nowadays, whenever I'm getting difficulties, it doesn't really do anything to me. I just walk through it. In fact, I love it when I'm going through difficult times, man. I always come out the other side smiling and cheerful because I always make sure that I end up winning.
Dope. Talk to me about now businesses. What are you into? How are you making your money today?
All right. So right now, I have a marketing agency, and then I'm also this year, primarily, let me just say this year, I'm investing into a lot of companies, right? I'm investing into finance. I'm going to the financial industry. I also have a real estate agency. But it's more of a tech startup because the way that I'm doing it is I'm trying to revolutionize the real estate industry using technology, right? Yeah.
Okay. So it's the agency and real estate.
I also do. I have a company called AT Consultancy. Yeah, it's a management consultancy business, right? Yeah.
Okay. Dope. All right. So you are doing all these things. Real estate, consultancy, and the marketing agency.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of work. I mean, already. Just one, man. Already just one is a lot of work. How do you manage your time and be able to make sure that, you give the businesses are all flowing?
Yeah.
Or at least that remaining afloat?
Yeah, well, it's like some businesses, I'm just a managing partner, right? And then what I did is I also ensure that I have a great team, and there's a great couple of guys that I'm working with in my businesses that are always doing the day-to-day running up of things, and then
work through teams.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just primarily focused on my marketing agency. That's where I'm making majority of my money, but then I'm also diversifying, like I'm saying, because what I noticed is that right now, the way I've set my life right now is that I'm moving in such a way that every movement that I'm making right now is for 2024. Everything that I'm touching right now is for 2024. Because during the first half of the year, I already reached my goals for 2023, right? So now
you're done with the year.
I'm done with the year, basically. I'm putting it out. It's shelved.
You're talking about the government. Let's talk about YDF.
Yeah.
You're a young man. Have you applied for YDF? What are your thoughts on this year's YDF? A lot of people I've talked to, a lot of people I've heard, and what I've read online, a lot of people are mad. Some of them are disappointed. Some of them are fine with it. They're happy. It totally polarized people. They're talking about they're funding agriculture and manufacturing, basically. And what are your thoughts on it?
No, I think people have it wrong, right? This is why I'm saying people have it wrong. They need to understand that YDF is a policy. It's a policy that is set under the budget speech, right? Meaning that
it's a policy.
It's a policy scheme set under. It's a policy that runs in accordance to the budget speech, right? There are obviously points that I said during the budget speech. We are going into this, like we're going into stimulating the economy in such a way, whether it's ICT, like I know in YDF there's a lot of ICT, right? Information technology dissemination, right? So all these things were said prior in the budget speech, or I think one thing that people need to teach themselves is whenever there's a budget speech that's been said on each and every year, that lays the plan for the whole year in accordance to how the government is going to be moving.
Right.
So programs such as YDF, they support the National Development Plan. You understand?
The NDP.
Yeah, the NDP.
The NDP, which is it NDP what? Is it the
2036?
Yeah,
2036. These are things that support that movement.
Okay, so right now we shouldn't be surprised about what's going on with the YDF.
Yeah.
They already said it in the budget speech. So people need to take it as an opportunity. Every time there's a budget speech,
that's being said on a yearly basis. People need to go out there, consult with consultants or management consultant companies like myself, AT Consultants. Because what we did is that after the budget speech, we went to our clients, right? And then we went and we said, look, let's unpack the budget speech for you so that you can stay in the clear and have a leeway in terms of where you're going with your company, so that you can also benefit from what was said in the budget speech. So we literally unpack the budget speech for our clients. That way, our clients are ahead of the curve.
For each industry?
For each and every industry that's been said, right? Because all the points that are covered under YDF, that are in the budget speech. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Because there's also the National Arts Council of Botswana grant that came out. Basically, they're giving a grant to creators, people that have that want to do events, exhibitions, shows, fairs, all these things. There's a whole criteria written, and it's there on the Facebook page, an ACB. I mean, it's a pinned post, and probably by the time this video goes out, the deadline would have already been reached. What are your thoughts on that one, the grant? Do you think it was somehow a way of being encompassing of some of the industries that didn't make it to YDF, or was it just something that was totally different?
No, I think I don't know which point it is specifically in the budget speech, right? But there's a point that speaks to stimulating the national economy of Botswana and people's livelihood, right? There was a certain budget that was allocated for such a thing. So the National Arts, you're saying the name is?
National Arts Council of Botswana.
National Arts Council of Botswana. It's a policy under the budget speech. I feel like it speaks to that, you understand? Because it was one of the points that were brought up under the budget speech. That's why I'm saying the budget speech literally unpacks the way forward for the whole year in terms of the Botswana economy. Yeah.
So, okay. Let's talk about this now. You talk a lot about real estate.
Yeah.
What is the ways that you have gone into real estate?
Yeah.
Or the ways that you would like to go into real estate? Right now, if somebody's watching us, the 25, 30, they want to get into real estate. You know, they know about real estate. They know the value in it. How should they go about it?
I think the way that I've gotten into real estate is through a real estate agency. I own a real estate agency called Luxury Listings. It just deals with commercial listings. We do not sell houses. We do not partake in the selling and buying of houses, because as the market stands,
you need a license to have a real estate agency?
You need a license to have a real estate agency.
License from what? RIAC?
From RIAC and RIB.
Okay.
You need to be registered under both of the organizations.
Right.
Yeah. So I have a partner that happens to be registered under both organizations. So that means that my company can practice in the field. Yeah. So right now we're just mainly in the commercial listings, right? That means retail outlets, listing of retail outlets, office spaces, etc.
Warehouses too?
Warehouses as well.
So you're just listing them?
Yeah, we're just listing
How do you make money then from it?
The way in which we make money is that if we find a customer for, let's say, a warehouse, right? We take the first month rental. And that's what's paid to us as a real estate agency, right? Yes.
Okay, so you take the first month. If it's a warehouse,
if it's a warehouse,
you just take the first month rental.
First month rental.
If somebody has
taken the lease.
Okay, so who pays that? Is it the person that's renting it out or the owner of the building?
It's the landlord who pays it out. If the person who's renting out the space pays it out to the landlord, then the landlord pays it out to us. Yes.
Okay, so how are you looking about real estate moving forward now? What are your plans and pushing in that space?
Real estate really excites me, man. There's a lot of opportunities that I'm seeing in the country, and right now I'm setting up an architectural firm because I noticed that there's a lot of opportunity in Botswana in terms of like the architectural design that can happen or that can be implemented in Botswana, because I always feel like if you go to Block 10, right, all the houses in Block 10, they kind of look the same, right? They kind of look the same. Not that they built the same. You find that one developer built probably 10 houses in the same block.
Somebody in Block 10 just watched this video and dropped their phone. They just,
no, but it's the truth.
They look alike. What does this man say?
They kind of look alike, you understand? But because what
I've not really been there. I saw a video on TikTok. This was a dude, a creator, showing the houses. They're beautiful. For me, I was like, wow, this is Block 10. This is beautiful. Yeah, I've never like literally just walked around, driven, and looked at the houses.
But notice this: if you went around the city, right? And then went to phase 2, block 10, block 7, you're gonna find more or less similar houses, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like in Botswana, a lot of people use the same template in building houses or in architectural plans. People don't really build contemporary houses for the future.
I feel you.
That's why a lot of people would buy a house, they'll stay 5 years in it, and then they'll want another new house.
Yeah.
Why is that happening? Because a lot of architects, let me just not say a lot of architects, because people don't put it into mind, let me design for the future, right? Let me design for 10 years.
And you're right, because there used to be like, there was a season of just like tiles.
Exactly.
Let's do tiles and let's do like face brick and tiles. And then there was a season of what do we call these houses that have this castle? The season of this castle. Now it's this butterfly design.
Exactly.
You know, this butterfly design. It's like that. Yeah, it's now the end thing.
Yes.
Like just about every house. I live in Botswana, so as I drive in other areas, I see that plan in a lot of places.
Exactly.
And it's that. It's the butterfly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you went to Mokolodi, have you driven through Mokolodi?
I have driven through Mokolodi, but that was a while back. Yeah.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people who stay in Mokolodi, you understand? So a lot of the houses there that are designed contemporarily.
Yeah.
You understand? They look like houses for the future. They look like houses that should stay in there for like 15 years going onwards. They're not boring.
Yeah.
You understand? Now that's the issue that I'm trying to solve.
But it's expensive though. People will tell you like, yo, it's expensive to have this whole architecture.
No, it might be expensive, but understand there's value in a product that's expensive. You understand? If you build for the future, that means you're gonna build and your house is going to have relevance 10 years ahead of time, you understand? So even if, imagine you build something that's just plain, simple, same standard as everybody else. Is your house going to be relevant in 10 years? No.
Yeah.
What you're gonna find in 10 years is that somebody might buy the house, they take it down, they build a new structure on top of it. And that thing happens a lot actually. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I want to get into the architecture. I actually have some sort of architectural firm that I work with architectural designers. I get them clients through my marketing agency, and then they build the plans and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we take it forward. And then another thing is still on real estate, right?
Yeah.
People don't know the value that land has.
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
I was coming to that because I was going to say these houses are built on land.
Yeah.
So let's talk about getting the land first now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people don't know the value that land has. Now, imagine, I think majority of the banks that are built around real estate, which is like land. Not real estate is land, right?
Yeah.
It's transferring of land from one person to the next.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can give you a prime example. You take a piece of land in block 10, it's barren, and then you do an architectural design, right? The value of that land goes up, right? With that architectural design, you can then go and take that piece of land and go to a bank and say, I want a loan to build this house, right? Then they give you certain amount of money to go and build that house. After finishing building that house, the value of the land also goes up, and the value of the house, it goes up in accordance to what's built on top of that land. You understand? So people need to know that land is ever evolving, right? Yeah. It's always going up no matter what.
Yeah.
Land is that's why my mentor, Mr. Mpho, is always saying that he loves real estate with everything that he has, you understand? Because he knows the value that real estate has as opposed to all other industries.
For sure.
You can't diminish real estate. Real estate is a forever staying product. And the nice thing
unless
about real estate,
the whole country is down, and that's when real estate is done. I mean, if we get into war, like, there's some kind of whatever, like people come and invade the whole country or something.
Yeah,
like
but understand that even if there's war, the government will always make sure that there's infrastructure development. And what's infrastructure development? It's based on land, right?
Yes.
Hey, so the government will always make sure that they stimulate the economy in making sure that it's just the same reason why CBD was built. It just used to be a barren land, but what happened? The government wanted to stimulate the economy, so they gave the land away to developers or anybody who had the financial capital to develop the land. And what happened? Infrastructure was developed, right? That's the value that land has.
Yeah.
Land is never expiring like all other products.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it just most of the time is appreciating.
Yeah.
But also getting land is all about also having land in the right places, because I mean, you know, the appreciating value. There was a joke that was written on Facebook that said, you know, if you see people exercising, you know, walking around exercising, you know that the value of this land must be expensive, you know, or it's just gonna go high just because of that. And I wanted to talk about acquiring land. Talk to me about acquiring land. What are some of the tips that you have maybe about acquiring land? If you're young, you have money like that, what can you do? Because I know that right now, I know people can put money together, like say, I can make 20,000. And then another guy comes 20,000, another guy comes with this much. We buy a farm and then we demarcate it according to how much we put in. What are some of those tips and tricks that you have that could be explored?
Okay, I think there's different ways in acquiring land, right? But there's this one interesting fact that I want to put out there to people, because I noticed that people in Botswana, they don't have the knowledge in terms of like land, especially farmland. I've seen a lot of people buying farmland, and I always ask myself, why are people buying farmland? Why are people buying farm from other people, right? Because farmland is literally for free in Botswana. It's something that you can go and apply, and then you are given.
After 20 years though, man.
Not after 20 years, I'm telling you, not after 20 years.
Farmland or like residential?
Farmland, I'm talking about farmland.
Farmland you can get in a shorter period of time.
In a shorter period of time, I tell you this. That's why I'm saying, that's why I said
Really?
I always ask myself, why are people buying farmland? You can, as a Botswana, you are given the opportunity to go to a council. You have the opportunity, the same opportunity. I kid you not, go to Ramotswa and then see how you can apply for farmland in Botswana. It's the most easiest process on earth. A lot of people are wasting money buying farms, and I still don't get it till this day. Why are you buying a farm when you can be given this product for free? There's an abundance of land in Botswana. Literally, there are bushes out there that people can take as an opportunity, right? Obviously, if you find it as a bush, you need to develop it in order for it to hold value. You understand? And there's many ways of developing land in order for it to have value, right? You can find a better piece of land, and then you contact the quantity surveyors, right? Then they come, they split the land for you, right? Here you're going to do your pigs. Here you're going to do agroforestry. Here you're going to do vegetables. You understand? That's value. That you are literally unlocking value as you're doing that. And obviously, the price of the land is going to appreciate as well. You understand?
I feel that. Hey. You know about Project Tibadi-Patla?
No, I have no idea what that is.
So basically, that project, if I'm getting it right, is if you and I have, say this is your plot and mine is right next to yours. You know where there's areas that are just like it's not demarcated. Nobody owns that land, but it's close to mine, it's close to yours. It's within the residential area, but it's not being used for whatever reason. It wasn't demarcated. It wasn't Hayatoiwa, that land. Basically, what you can do is you can go to the land board and you can tell them, having gotten written notice from you and I, if say that land is between ours, and then you can go to them and tell them, no, can you please allocate me this land? You do a project Tibadi-Patla. I think it's something that I'm still researching on it, obviously, but I think it's pretty cool.
Well, it sounds cool, but there have been stories that I've had that in such instances, right, where you find better land, usually what the council or the government will say is that land is specially selected, or it's kept as it is for special purposes. Let's say you're doing a park, you're going to do a park there, a school there.
But I'm talking within the residential areas.
Yeah, I'm still talking within the, because I've seen a lot of land in Block 6, and you ask yourself, why are there no houses here? And then if you go to the council, they'll say, no, these are just kept for future projects where you'd want to make a park in future. And you know, in Botswana, a lot of companies sponsor parks, you understand? So I think for such pieces of land, it's a thought, right? That's what that kept for.
Do you think we own land in Botswana? Like, do you think like the majority of Botswana own land?
No. Especially in Botswana, especially in Gaborone, a lot of people don't own land in Gaborone. A lot of people rent.
Because I'm trying to figure it out. I saw the stats in South Africa. It's crazy. Like the black population in South Africa, 4%
own land.
Yeah. I mean, look how vast South Africa is.
Yeah, but now understand that that's an issue of financial management or financial intelligence, right? In order for you to own land, you need to be financially literate. a lot of people are not financially literate. A lot of people don't know how to multiply their money. They don't know how to multiply their wealth.
So you mean like putting money down and going to the bank and saying, I have X money down, can you give me that?
No. I just mean being able to generate income, right? Because if you're putting, a lot of people, it's like doing a down payment, right? Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah. There are two definitions that I want to bring up. One is being wealthy, and then the other is being rich. Do you know what those two things mean?
For sure.
Yeah. Can you give me a brief example of?
You're about to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
This man. Anyway, what I would define as being rich is having enough to supply your needs and your wants, and then some change. You have some change, but you don't have assets or you don't have investments, so to speak, that are giving you money. Maybe you're a high income earner and then you're able to buy what you want and what you need. That's being somebody that's rich, because the way I look at it is, how long can your wealth outlast you? How long can your money outlast you? So if I stop going to work today, how long can I sustain this lifestyle? If I'm spending 30,000 on everything, how long can I sustain this lifestyle if I lose my job or my business goes up in flames? That's rich. And then wealth is basically you have investments, you have assets, you have all these things paying you money so much that even if you stop work today, or if you step out for a year or 2 years, you're still gonna have more money. Your money is basically working for you so much that it outlives you, might even outlive your next generation. That's what I think in terms of wealth. You're gonna give me the answers.
Yeah, so the way I look at being rich is, it's an income statement, right? Let's say you're being paid, like you're saying, you're being paid 20,000 pula on a monthly basis. You can get a nice car and you're paying a down payment. You paid a down payment, or you're paying a monthly payment, say 4,000 pula on a monthly basis, right? Being rich just literally means that, it just means that being able to afford certain things in accordance to your statement, your monthly financial statement, or your pay on a monthly basis. But then being wealthy is having an abundance of money, like you're saying, right? But then not being able to holding back from using that money. Let's say you have 250,000 right now, right? You could spend it on a nice flashy car, right? But you choose not to spend it on a nice flashy car. You choose to save it for an opportunity coming in future, right? I can give you a brief example. A lot of people don't know that you can buy the income generating assets like Mutaurirwa, right? What happens, or normally how we invest, me and my mentor, what we do is that, let's say we go to our bank, we've identified a property. Let's say it's 1 million pula, cash flows around 16,000, 18,000 on a monthly basis, right? It's a Mutaurirwa, right? That means that it's income generating
on a monthly
assets.
basis.
Yeah, we only buy income generating assets on a monthly basis, right? So what we do is that, well, let's say we'll take a down payment of maybe, like, say that 250,000, right? We take it and then we go apply for a loan to buy that property. Now remember, it's income generating, right? That means that it's going to pay back the loan, and then from there we get an asset.
Difference.
Yeah, you get an asset of maybe, let's say 1 million, right? You got an asset of 1 million. That means that you're wealthy now. You understand? That's wealth. You just transferred wealth using that little bit of money that you had, 250,000, whether it's 300,000, it's wealth. You just generated wealth from that, right?
And even to go deeper into that point, because it's something that I was looking into in terms of good debt versus bad debt, and you borrowing that million so that you could putting down 250,000 and then borrowing the rest of it, and then say that loan is, you have to pay 11,000 on a monthly basis to that loan, but then you get tenants in, and then those tenants are paying you 18,000 cumulatively. So you're remaining with a difference of about 7,000, which is yours, and then that 11,000 is paying for the loan itself. So it's not even coming from you. Yeah, it's paying for itself.
Exactly. Yeah. But let's put it this way. I think the 7,000 is yours. You understand? Because how people generate wealth, or how to generate exponential amounts of wealth, is that, let's say you did it in the way that you're talking about, right? And then that loan, that money that's been generated for that property pays back the loan for, let's say, usually loans are for the minimum at 7 years or 7.5 years, right? For a commercial property. So you take that loan, you take that property, you pay it for 3 months straight, and then for 3 months straight, for 3 years, not 3 months, it's paying the bank for 3 years, right?
Okay.
And then after 3 years, you go back to the bank and say, look, I paid you half of the majority of the money that I owe you, right? Remember, you paid a down payment on the loan before, right? Maybe say 300,000, 250,000, and already now you've paid back more than half of the money back to the bank. What you can do is that you can go and now refinance and say, look, for the money that I've paid you back, refinance me, give it back to me so that you can take that money now and go flip it into your next couple of projects and do the same thing over and over again. Now you're generating a lot of cash flow from from flipping that money and putting it into different assets, you understand? And then it's just a process that keeps on growing.
Yeah, man. Earlier when we started our conversation, this is the last part I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
You talked about, you went through a lot of problems as the president of BAC, and now a lot of the challenges that you used to have, you're just breezing through. Talk to me about that and just like the mental toughness and elasticity that you had to build to get in this position, because I think it's very important.
I think I want to relate that with gym. I put myself through a really tough gym regimen where I go to gym twice in a day, you understand? I go to gym because I know a lot of activities that I do in gym, I relate them into life. For you to wake up first thing in the morning and hit the gym, you need a lot of dedication in order for you to do that, you understand? And then gym also helps you in terms of like your metabolism, health, mindset, and everything, because it gives you a lot of dedication. And now you're going through difficult situations where you're lifting weights that are heavy. Sometimes because when you first lift the weight, it's heavy on you, right? But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So whenever I look at a challenge, I look at it in the same way. You understand? If somebody, it's like you're given an opportunity to talk to a billionaire out there, and then you're scared. If you just go to him and just ask him, can you please help me with this? What's the
worst case scenario?
Like, no, what bet can you get out of it? He might say no, or in my case, he said no 1,000 of times, you understand? But I just kept on going because I understood the value in me getting to talk to him or in me getting to reach him as an individual. So that's how I literally saw it.
And you're right about that, because sometimes the no is not even no. It's just sometimes you're trying to see how badly this guy is invested in this.
How bad do you want it? And so majority of the things is just about proving yourself to people. A lot of people, they have a lot of egos. They can't prove themselves to people. You need to understand how to prove yourself to people. Even if somebody says no to you, you want to tell me if you ask somebody something 10,000 times, they'll always say no. There's no way he's going to say no 10,000 times. You understand? He, one way or the other, he has to give in and say, you know what, let me just give this guy an opportunity. Because he can see you are about that life and you literally want it with everything that's within you.
I feel you, man.
So when I'm looking for opportunities, that's the only way I look at it. I've been in meetings where I literally just showed up. And I knocked on the door and I said, can I please have a meeting with this guy? I waited for 2 hours, but I eventually got to talk to the CEO of a company because I believe in myself towards that level, you understand? Even if I send an email and somebody's like not responding, I'll go to that office and I'll knock and I'll make sure that they know I came and I knocked. I'll make a ruckus if I need to, right? But I'll always be respectful in how I do it, you understand? Because at the end of the day, anybody is always willing to give you a shot. If you have a lot of determination and if you show that you actually want
you're
the
creative
chance.
also. Because you got to be creative about it. This can be the same way. I mean, it's
no, but it just depends, right? You can there's different ways in skinning a cat or catching a cat. You understand? So the reason why I'm saying that is that there's different ways in which you can choose to get a client, but the most important way is usually the direct way. You understand? If you talk to somebody that you can see, oh, this person really wants this, the first time they'll reject you, that's for sure. Or some might not even reject you, but if you keep on coming and coming and coming, somebody's going to see that actually there's value in this guy. And this is the type of person, because one thing that people don't get is that people see themselves in other people. If somebody sees, oh, this guy is coming on, he's not slowing down, he's going to see themselves in you, because he knew at one point that was
I was like that, for sure.
I was like that. I needed an opportunity and somebody had to open it up, but I need to prove myself in order to get that opportunity.
I feel that. I feel that. Hey man, let's wrap it out over here.
No problem, my brother.
Thank you so much for coming through, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode yet again. If you found some value in this, please drop a like. We actually want to know what content you guys like so that we produce more of that. You guys are our clients. Comment below on your biggest takeaways, anything that you found interesting, any pushbacks that you have, definitely comment below. And without further ado, we'll meet same time, same place next week. Be great. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Deep Dive is dedicated to bringing you the